It's 6:24 p.m., November 22nd, 2025. I believe cloning exists, meaning I believe it's enough technology in this world to actually clone a human being, use their DNA and clone them and copy them. I believe my sister has been cloned. My twin sister, Alicia Redmond, has been cloned. And I believe that she's somewhere in California. And I believe the way she came out to California is a lot was told on me in Los Angeles, California. And my sister came out to try to help me out or rescue me or something. And I believe somebody hacked my phone and reeled her out to California and kidnapped her. And I believe this all took place due to someone hacking my phone and lying on me. So that white phone that I had, that was called the Vortex phone, the man who gave me that phone told me he worked with the people that give out those free government phones. And he told me his old neighborhood was from around Slauson and Western. And he drove a white Tesla also. You know what I'm saying? This light-skinned dude, he gave me this phone. He told me around Slauson and Western was his old neighborhood. So I believe this phone was getting hacked and somebody lied to my family, convinced them that they were talking to me and they wasn't, and somebody kidnapped my sister and cloned her. It was this dude named Morgan that stayed at the testimonial shelter. His shoes got stolen. He had some J's that got stolen. One day I'm walking downtown and I'm recording a video on my iPhone 13. There's a lot of videos on my phone that I just talk in and I don't upload because I treat my phone like a journal sometimes. And I was walking down the street talking about this dude's shoes that got stolen. And this one man, just a complete stranger, just said they never got stolen. And he had a look of arrogance but confidence on his face when he said it. It's a lot of people that's in these secret societies. One day this dude, the same dude Morgan, was talking to himself. He was hitting himself in the face. He was pacing back and forth. So I asked him, "Hey, bro, you good?" He kept saying, "Yeah, we know, but we get her done, though. We get her done." That was like a saying of his. I was like, "Hey, bro, what are you saying by that? What you mean by that?" He got up. He walked away from me. He walked in front of this gay dude named Robert that be recording people with his cell phone at nighttime. And then he started jerking back and forth in front of him like he was hyperventilating and restraining himself. After that, I just sat back and observed him. And then I asked him the next day if he was good. He said, yeah, he just be going through some stuff. I reached out to this dude named Bird that went to the Kingdom Hall, farther down Western Street, and asked him to look around Los Angeles, California, mainly specifically around that area to see if it's something negative being said about me, because it was this dude named Morgan that was just wilding the other night and something not right. He told me, okay, he'll let me know. It was another dude that went to that Kingdom Hall named Troy. Troy was, I don't know how old he was, but I'll say he was probably in his 50s or 60s or pushing 60. And I still remember my first day walking in that Kingdom Hall, he had some glasses on with the arm missing on the glasses. And that told me right there that he let me know. I feel like he was telling me that he seen my videos before. Like he seen some of my videos, a video of me when I was arguing with my dad or whatever. So I personally feel like a lot of people were Masons and Eastern Stars, but they were just moving in a way to let me know, yeah, like we see you. So I thought that was a positive sign. Back to this dude named Morgan. I started working at this job called CSC. And around this time when I started working at CSC, they kicked me out of the testimonial shelter. The day they kicked me out of the testimonial shelter, earlier that day, I recorded a video on my iPhone 13, and I said I'm about to reach out to my Uncle Mike, or my cousin Mike. He really my cousin. I got a cousin named Kenny that's the same age as my aunties that stay in Michigan, that lived in California all the way up for like 20-something years. He moved back to Detroit in like 2022, I think, or 2023, I think. So I said I'm about to reach out to my reach out to my cousin that my other cousin Kenny introduced me to that stay in Nevada. Later on that day, they kicked me out of the testimonial shelter because somebody stole some clippers from me and got away with it. When I tried to figure out who it was, they didn't let me figure that out. I saw that dude, what's his name? The security guy. That was the reason why I got kicked out, that had lied on me. That's why I said, thanks for the lies, Mr. Johnson, when I walked up out of that testimonial shelter on September 11, 2024, because he lied on me. He told the security guard people that I refused to get my bag to get searched. And then when they called him up on speakerphone and asked him if I refused to get my bag to get searched, he switched up his story. He said, no, I didn't refuse for the security guard to search my bag, but he said Alvin is schizophrenic. So I'm going to also include the day before that. It was this dude walking around the testimonial shelter with cornrows, this dark-skinned dude with skinny dude with cornrows. I saw that same dude at the tiny home shelter like 2 weeks later, because after they kicked me out of the testimonial shelter, I walked over to the 7-Eleven, ran into this dude named James Jones or Kelly. And then he told me he'll help me find somewhere else. I went to the LA Mission Shelter for about a week. I had to book a bed every single night. Only way that you don't book a bed every night and stay at that LA Mission is if you were in the program. I was never in a program. I wasn't in a Lakota program. I wasn't in any kind of program. So with that being stated, every single night I had to book a bed there. While I was at the LA Mission, you know what I'm saying, from September 11, 2024 to September 18, 2024, I pretty much just went to the library, then came back to the LA Mission. You know what I mean? That was it. But when I came to the tiny home shelter on the 18th of September 2024, I saw that same skinny, dark-skinned dude that I saw walking through the testimonial shelter on like this was on the 10th of September, I believe. I saw that dude walking through the tiny home, walking through the testimonial shelter. This was either the 10th or the 9th of September 2024. So I feel like it was very weird and ironic that I saw that guy at the tiny home shelter. He worked there. What was he doing walking through the, I forgot his name, but it was a skinny, dark-skinned dude with cornrows. What was he doing walking through? What was he doing walking through the testimonial shelter? You know what I'm saying? And they said they had no connections with them. They didn't even know who they was. When I talked to the owner of the tiny home shelter, Ryan, he was like, "Who was that?" When I spoke of the testimonial shelter, he was like, "Who was that?" He was like, "We don't know nothing about them. We ain't got no connections with them." That's what he told me. So around the time when I started working at CSC, that security job place, in Los Angeles, I took the bus to get there one day. I saw that same dude, Morgan, whose shoes supposedly got stolen, right? He had on some black and orange Jordans. Those was probably the same ones that he said got stolen. He had on some black and orange Jordans, right? I said, "Oh, what up, bro?" Walked up to him like, "Hey, you been good? You been straight, nigga?" He like, "Yeah, man, type shit. I've been straight, whatever. I'm like, "Oh, where you at now?" Because he ended up leaving because they kicked him out the shelter. And when they kicked him out the shelter, when I tried to walk outside to talk to him, this security guard dude named Scott was basically keeping me like, no, man, we shutting the shelter down. Stay away from him, man. No, leave him alone. But I truly believe the reason why he was saying that was because some fucked up shit happened at that shelter, and they were trying to cover it up and keep me from socializing with that dude Morgan. He ended up jumping over the fence and going back up in the place or something like that, because he told me that somebody had stole like a whole bunch of cigarettes of his when I ran into him at the bus stop when I was on the work to CSC. He told me that they stole a bunch of cigarettes from him. I ran into him. So I think a big fucked up ass lie got staged, told on me. This is in July 2024. Let me specify what happened. It was this dude named New York. I don't know his real name, but he also had an all-white Tesla, yo. It was this dude named Chaplain Wiley. That was like his homeboy that he always used to be like downstairs talking to at the shelter. This dude named New York was actually in the program at the LA Mission Shelter. He was actually in a program, yo. Around the time when I start living at the testimonial shelter, it was one particular day I came over there. I hung out with Chaplain Wiley and that dude who called himself New York. You know what I'm saying? They went. He told me that he was giving Chaplain Wiley a ride to his car one day, and he dropped him off to his car. Then I went and got something to eat at this Chinese place. He was just telling me, watch out for these shiesty ass niggas around LA. It's some grimy ass niggas. They play a lot of mind games around here. Blase, whatever. Then, not too long after that, he hit me up one day. I'm in the library. He told me that he was trying to see what's going on with the testimonial shelter. He thinking about moving into the testimonial shelter. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll let you know when I leave the library because I didn't take a shower that morning. You know what I'm saying? Between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. at the testimonial shelter, everybody got to get up and leave because the housekeepers go in there and they do work. So then I went to the library after that. After I left from the library, I went to this place called The Lamp. And I because they give free showers there. It's right next door to a laundromat, like a bunch of washing machines and dryers. It's called The Lamp. And that's right next to this place called The Bend. And it's right around the corner from the LA Mission Shelter. I told this dude on the phone, New York, I was like, all right, I'm about to go take a shower. I'll let you know when I leave from there. I went and took a shower, and then I came back outside of The Lamp, and I went to a store across the street from the LA Mission before I went in there. I said a prayer in my mind, like, God, just let me know if I should go around this guy in New York, because he's saying he's looking at moving into that testimonial shelter where I'm at. I don't know this dude. You know what I'm saying? He seemed cool, but I just don't know. I walked in there, and there was this light-skinned girl in there. This is in July 2024. I think this is in like late July 2000. Yep, it's right before I got baptized, yo. So this is between July 18th, 2024, and between July 28th, 2024. Because I came to the testimonial shelter on the 18th of July, 2024. And I got baptized in Inglewood, California on July 28th, 2024, because the pastor at the LA Mission Shelter put my name down on the list to get baptized. So I was still living at the testimonial shelter when I got baptized. I just took a bus to Inglewood, got baptized, and then took the bus back to the fucking testimonial shelter. So, so this is between the 18th and the 28th of July, 2024. This man told me, let him know when I basically leave from the lamp and get done taking the shower or whatever. And I went to the store across the street from the LA Mission. I walk in there, this girl is in there chilling. And that same girl that's in there chilling, about a week before that, I walked into that gas station and she started smiling at me. She just started, her face started glowing. She looked at me immediately like she fucking recognized me. This is a week before. So this is when I first got to LA. July 12, 2024 is when I got to LA. So this is probably July 13th or 14th of 2024 in Los Angeles, California, when I walked into that same exact store across the street from the LA Mission and saw that girl. And she was smiling from ear to ear. So this is between the 18th and the 28th of July, 2024, the second time when I walked up in there, because I was thinking to myself, let me go in the store first before I go over to the LA Mission and meet up with this dude named New York. Listen, so as soon as I walk in there, the cashier is some Arabic or Hispanic looking dude or something like that. I think he was Arabic, mixed with Arabic and something. And the girl that's also in there, this light-skinned girl, she got a prosthetic leg. She got a fake leg. She's in there also. And then she was out of nowhere, she was like, I'm scared. I'm scared. You don't know who car you be getting into. She looked right at me and said, you don't know who car you be getting into. These guys will mess around and pick you up and do something messed up to you. That's how I ended up in a messed up situation like this. You know what I'm saying? And she was comparing going through a messed up situation with getting in the wrong car with somebody with the reason why she had a prosthetic leg or something like that. So I took that as a sign from God after she said for the third time, you don't know who car you be getting into. I walked away from that LA Mission, walked up out of that store, walked away from that LA Mission. I said, all right, y'all, God bless. And then before I walked up out of there, the dude that was the fucking cashier was trying to put me on. Oh, girl, that was a light-skinned girl. You know what I'm saying? I took what she said to me from a sign from God. But the dude in there that was the cashier was basically saying, hey, man, you want to talk to her? You don't think she's pretty? Don't you think she's pretty, man? Don't you think you should talk to her? I'm like, no, I'm good, bro. And then she was like, the light-skinned girl said to me, you see how he just tried to brush me off like that? You see how he just tried to brush me off like I'm nobody like that? So I'm like, oh, y'all go together? And she like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I didn't know y'all play like that. You know what I'm saying? But I never tried to get at that girl. I wasn't trying to holler at that girl. I just walked in there, grabbed me a bag of chips and some juice and some shit like that. And when she started talking about how you don't know who car you be getting into, I walked up out of there. Walked down the fucking street and got a text message from that dude in New York saying, I thought you was a real East Coast dude. You could have just told me if you ain't want to get a ride. I just saw you SMH. And right before I even walked up out of that store, the light-skinned girl jumped on her phone. She jumped on her fucking phone, dog. And I truly believe she was messaging that dude in New York. So as soon as I walked out, I was like, all right, y'all, God bless, whatever. The light-skinned girl's like, all right, you too, God bless you too. And then did just like that. As soon as I walked out. So when that dude in New York sent me that text message saying I thought you was a real East Coast dude and this and that, I was like, bro, I'm not from the Midwest. I was like, bro, I'm not from the East Coast. I'm from the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you got kids my age. It's making me real like paranoid and suspicious for you to be texting me like this. If you just saw me, you could have said something. You could have beeped the horn. But the fact that you said you just saw me and you texted me, I feel like I'm being stalked. I feel like you got people watching me. You know what I'm saying? And after that, I ain't getting no response. I'm on a bus texting this, right? I ain't getting no response. After that, I sent that dude a text message saying, hey, I'm getting baptized on the 28th of July. Tell the chaplains at the LA Mission I'm getting baptized. I didn't know nobody in fucking LA like that, but I just said, hey, tell the chaplains that I'm getting baptized because that was the closest to knowing anybody around there. So I said, tell the people around the LA Mission I'm getting baptized because it was this one dude that introduced me to this dude named Dale DeBrown. This older guy, he introduced me to this dude, that was a pastor at the LA Mission, this fat bald head guy. He was the guy that was basically, no disrespect to him, or should I say like heavy set bald head dude. He was a little bit darker than me, a little bit taller than me. He was the guy that was basically praying in the background when I got baptized on the 28th of July, 2024. So I basically went into the LA Mission, talked to that guy about getting baptized, and then he basically plugged me with the lady to reach out to. They told me that they was doing baptisms on the 28th of July. They gave me some paperwork to fill out on the internet. I filled that out, and then I sent that same exact text message to that dude in New York, and I was like, hey, tell him I'm getting baptized. You know what I'm saying? I just said that. When I walked up in that church in Inglewood, It was this slim, dark-skinned chick like sitting in front of me. I thought about trying to get her number because she was attractive. You know what I'm saying? It was this white lady in there I was talking to. They was cool. You know what I'm saying? This is the church in Inglewood. I didn't know anybody in there. You know what I'm saying? I was getting baptized on this day. But it being that I'm very observant of how people move in the secret society, and Masons and Eastern Stars been attacking me for a long time and shit like that. And if I drive down the street right now, it's going to be thousands of people that already got indication of where I'm going and shit like that. I said to myself, all right, I'm looking around in that church. It was this one dude in there that had a shirt that said New York on it, and it had the number 87 on it. I felt like a lot of people that's into this secret society shit, they try to play mind games, but a lot of them also be off into some deep shit to the point where they actually would try to bring some type of a satanic attack onto you. So that could have been some type of a ritual, and I didn't even know it, because August 7th, 2022, I saw a rainbow, and I feel like that was God confirming something to me. So that dude could have just had that on his shirt to stir confusion. He could have had that on his shirt because he was actually trying to be a representation of something evil or satanic, or he could have had it on his shirt because that's just the type of shirt he wore that day. But it being that I've been through a lot of bullshit, I'm observing and stuff like that. So I got baptized on the 28th of July, and I truly, now that I'm a little bit older, when I reflect back, I think that was some type of a whole ritual that people was doing on me, and they probably tried to do some destiny transfer on me or something like that, yo. So let me go forward now. When I was basically at the testimonial shelter, they kicked me out. One day, this dude put some red and black clippers in my drawer. It was this dude that slept under me at the bottom bunk bed. I called him OG. This dark skinned dude that was like 50 something years old. He ran into me one day around 40 something street, 44th Street. And Western. And he was like, damn, you over here in the 40s, man? I'm like, what that got to do with anything? He said, this Crip territory over here. I'm like, I ain't a Crip. I'm going to the Kingdom Hall. They invited me to the Kingdom Hall. You know what I'm saying? So he had a cousin or a nephew that also stayed at that testimonial shelter in that same room. It was like 20 bunk beds in that one room that all those men was sleeping in. You know what I'm saying? Somebody put some red and black clippers in my drawer. After those red and black clippers got put in my drawer, yo, I went asking around, whose clippers are these? I asked the security guard, Keith Johnson, whose clippers are those? He said, you're not supposed to have clippers in your drawer. You're supposed to get those to me, and we supposed to keep them in the security guard drawer that sits in the hall, and whenever you want to use them, you write your name on a piece of paper, and then you basically like take them, and then when you return them, you write your name back on that paper. So I go back in the room. This one dude was like, hey, man, those is my clippers. I meant to give them to your bunkie. You know what I'm saying? Then in the same time span, I realized I had some clippers that got stolen. They were some mini black little liners that said Walnut on the side of them. The brand of them was Walnut. I asked everybody around what happened to those. Then I asked Keith Johnson if I could look into the security drawer to see if somebody took my black clippers. They were some little mini clippers that small. And he told me, you signed a contract. You signed a contract. And I'm like, what that got to do with anything? I just want to see my clippers in there. He said, how would you be able to prove that they're yours? I said, because I know what they look like. He said, you signed a contract and I can't just let you look at some clippers. I said, okay, if I look in those in the drawer and see those clippers in there, then I know that those my shit. It's that simple. Then he went on to basically say, I can't let you look in that drawer. And I said, okay, if I found all my clippers and I'm getting my clippers back. Now he following me around the testimonial shoulder telling me, take my book bag with me everywhere I go. He said, you just got done saying your clippers got stolen. Now you want to walk around with your bag. So I'm downstairs around that little diner room area in the testimonial shelter. This man followed me downstairs and told me that if I didn't take my book bag in the bathroom with me to take a piss, that he will kick me out of the testimonial shelter. The next day, I reached out to this lady, Carter. Her last name was Miss Carter, and I let her know exactly what was going on, and I just said I just want to see if my clippers is in the drawer. She said, okay. 10 minutes later, we had a meeting earlier that morning. 10 minutes later, she called me into the office, and then she said, did Mr. Johnson say that you left for did you refuse to get your bag searched by Mr. Johnson? And I'm like, no. And why are you referring to him like as Mr. Johnson? Like this is like I'm in 5th grade or something, like I'm in elementary school. He's a grown man like me. And I said no. And I said Scott was the security guard downstairs. I ain't never in my life refused to get a bag searched by him, because every time I ever went before him, I had to dump my whole damn bag out. And I didn't say damn when I was talking to her, but I was just being way more specific on how serious they was about them searches. So then she called up Keith Johnson on speakerphone and asked if I basically refused to get my bag to get searched. So he lied and said that. So when they called him up on speakerphone, he was like, no, Alvin didn't refuse to get his badge to get searched, but he's schizophrenic. He said that he had some clippers, and then he said that he didn't have them. He's schizophrenic. Alvin is schizophrenic. That same dude that came and got those red or black clippers back, that was the one dude that I call OG, that slept on the bottom bunk bed under me. That same dude, that was his cousin, that said, hey, man, I meant to get those clippers to your bunkie. And he took them back. The reason why that I didn't basically like let it be known that that dude was the one who had the clippers was because I didn't want to tell on him and put him through an inconvenience, because that dude, Keith Johnson, when I asked about those mini black clippers and he refused to let me look in the drawer, at the same exact time, he also asked what happened to those red or black clippers. And I said, I don't got them no more because that other dude took them back. But I didn't specify the dude name. I just said I don't got them no more because I didn't want to snitch on a nigga. You know what I'm saying? So after that happened, that was when he started following me around the show to talk about, get the stuff or I'm going to put you out. I don't know what the fuck made him put on some father shoes and made him all of a sudden feel like he was my pops. Like I said, I truly believe people watch certain videos of my dad going off on me back in the day, and that just made other people like just get extra gully with how they interacted with me. They said, okay, we go not respect this man as a man, and we go to spread the word to just shit on him every chance we get. Listen, so after that happened, they kicked me out. You know what I'm saying? They said they go talk about it for about 5 minutes. And then they came in and they said get out. They didn't even tell Karen Smith, the lady that was my social worker, the lady that was handling all my stuff, that they kicked me out. They just said, get the fuck out, and gave me a garbage bag. I left from the testimonial shelter. And then I went walking down Western towards Slauson area, and I ran into this dude named Kelly. They call him Kelly, or James Jones. He worked with the Metro Outreach people. He was working with this girl named Daisy that worked at the Metro at the Union Station. When I first went to the Union Station, the reason why I went to the Union Station because this dude named Chaplain Wiley, one of the chaplains at the LA Mission, said, go to the Union Station. I told him I ain't smoked a drink since February 2023. I told him that I've been sober since February 2023 and celibate since February 2022. They told me, go to the Union Station because you cannot get into the Lakota program at the LA Mission. That's what they told me. They said, go to the Union Station. And they said, you'll find a better shelter that's most suitable for your schedule and stuff like that, for your residency. So then I went to the Union Station, talked to this girl named Daisy, talked to this dude named James Jones, or Kelly. You know what I'm saying? He said they also call him Kelly for short or whatever. And they took a picture of me with their tablet. They took a picture of my luggage. They told me to send them a picture of my book bag and that polo bag that I had. And then they told me that they set me up with the testimonial shelter, yo. So when I got kicked out on some bullshit, I ended up going back to the LA Mission. I think a lot got told on me, and somebody tried to reel my family out to California. I believe my mother been cloned and been possibly murdered, and I'm sitting here in her clone right now. I believe my sister Alicia Bredman been cloned. I believe my sister Keisha France been cloned also. You know what I'm saying? They don't look the same. They don't remember certain things I talk about. I need somebody help that's not really scared of all of this Mason and Eastern Star Illuminati stuff, yo, who willing to come forward and actually can help me out with this bullshit that I'm dealing with. Because if don't nobody ever come forth, the police is going to keep on fucking with me. And everybody else that's above them is going to keep on allowing this kind of fucked up shit to happen to me, yo. I've been getting attacked and terrorized by Masons and Eastern Stars. People are in a secret society, secret brotherhood and sisterhood for a very long time. When I was at the testimonial shelter, it was this dude named Eric that used to be sitting around the LA Mission when I would leave the testimonial shelter between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. I would always get up and I'll leave and I'll go to the LA library, or I'll go around the LA Mission to get food in the morning at that shelter. I will always see that dude Eric sitting outside around the canopy area, and I'll be thinking, how did this nigga get to the LA Mission shelter before I did? We both stay at the testimonial shelter. We stay in the same room. How did this man make it to the LA Mission shelter before I did? I took the quickest bus route and the quickest subway terminal there. So somebody dropped him off. That man told me he was a Mason. One day I was talking about being under attack by people that was Masons and Eastern Stars, and he was like, what chapter you on? What chapter you on? I'm like, I ain't know no chapter. I'm just aware of what's going on around me. He was like, I'm a Mason. It's a secret society. Only a Mason can recommend a Mason to be a Mason. And I'm like, yeah, good for you, but yeah, a lot of them been lying on me for a long time now. One day at the LA Mission, some crazy shit was happening outside. This was probably around like the 12th or the 13th or 14th or 15th of September 2024. I don't know what happened. All I know was when I came up out of the bathroom, because when you go in the bathroom, you basically got to take a shower, then wear the clothes that they give you, because they be making sure that don't nobody get no bed bugs, that when you go upstairs to the beds, because that's where the beds is at. When you don't be a part of a program at the LA Mission, you have to book a bed every single night. So When I first came back, I saw that dude in New York. I was like, hey, what's up, man? You know what I'm saying? Whatever, whatever. And then he was like, man, that's kind of fake of you, man. Like, I was reaching out to you when I was trying to get in the testimony show that you don't say nothing. But now you want to come back and ask me for help with this and that because I was trying to get a bed or whatever. And the dude, Chaplain Wiley, was telling me it was too late for me to get a bed. I'm like, man, I sent you a text message. I told you I was getting baptized after I sent you a text message and all of that. And he's like, yeah, man, I hear you nigga get killed fucking with me. I'm like, what? He had alcohol on his breath too. And he's like, nigga get killed fucking with me. I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to book a bed. He's like, yeah, man, you got one in for the weekend, whatever, whatever. That shit came out of nowhere. He just said, nigga get killed fucking with me. So I'm at the LA Mission. I go in the bathroom. I take a shower or whatever because they like when you basically get a book a bed, they start doing showers around like 6 or 7 p.m. or some shit like that. I go take a shower. I leave up out the shower. You know what I'm saying? I see a lockdown that's happened at the LA Mission. They closed the gate. I don't know what happened. And everybody is looking at me like this, smirking and smiling at me and shit. This is probably like the 12th or the 13th. It was even more weird as on my iPhone 13, I recorded a video and I was like, I never talked to the singer SZA before. I never talked to the singer Solana before. I never talked to her, but I'm in the LA Mission right now. I don't know what the fuck happened outside that shelter, but something scandalous happened. You know what I'm saying? Because when I walked out, it was people looking at me. And then some people wasn't looking at me, but they was looking away, smiling and shit. So that same dude, Kelly or James Jones, got me into the tiny home shelter. You know what I'm saying? I go to the tiny home shelter. I take all my shit to the tiny home shelter. As soon as I get there, I see this one girl that worked there take a picture of my shoes. As soon as I got there, this girl took a picture of my shoes. One day I'm recording a video in the tiny home shelter. And I said, you got niggas who do the worst shit. They be running around talking about how they smoking on niggas dead homies, how they beat some nigga ass, how they rape some girl. Don't nobody do nothing to them guys, but somehow everybody is fucking with me. I'm public enemy number one, and I don't smoke, I don't drink, I'm not having sex with anybody, and everybody is throwing dirt on my name in the worst way. I hear some niggas start yelling out, 4 deuce, 4 deuce, 4 deuce. And that dude that was yelling that out was this dude named Ernest. You know, or at least that's what his name said on the sign-in book in the binder. And I couldn't understand, why is this dude yelling out 4 deuce loud as shit? I truly believed, I knew that dude was hacking in my phone right then and there. So I think he was bragging, yo. I think he was bragging. And then they moved this dude named Brian Cooper in there. You know what I'm saying? Every single time he like walk in the door, it was times I'd be in there praying. One day he walked in there and I was on my knees praying. He was like, hey, loved one, I'm just letting you know that's not a good look, you know, walk in and see you on your knees. And I'm like, man, I'm praying, man. He's, I'm just giving you a heads up, loved one. You know what I'm saying? He was always calling me loved one and shit like that. And one day, this nigga talking, and then out of nowhere, he just started talking about how he gonna reach out to his Freemason buddies or something like that. He told me it was a crib. And then another day, he went just on a regular scenario. I'm talking about how the homosexual community has been pampered and basically coddled to do whatever they want to do to people and stuff like that. And he started talking in the mid-sentence. He was like, that's my cousin, man. That's my cousin. Like he was speaking out of anger or aggression or something. Like he was like, that's my cousin. You know what I'm saying? No matter what's said and done at the end of the day, that's still my cousin. I'm looking at him like, fuck is you talking about? I never told that man that he looked just like that dude that was recording people at nighttime named Robert at the testimonial shelter, yo. So they used a bunch of Masons and Eastern Stars and people that was in their gang to basically attack me, yo. Not directly, not literally, but online hacking in my phone all day, yeah. This is what I believe happened. I think something scandalous happened online and my phone's being blocked away. My family members tried to come to California to help me out, and they got kidnapped and cloned. I believe that happened. I don't know how much it costs for somebody to get cloned. I think it costs a lot of money. That's how I know it's whoever's above all of this shit is shitting on me, dog. Another thing, that same dude Brian Cooper had got like $6,000 forwarded to him one day. I didn't know where it came from or nothing like that. He just got 6 bands. He even told me. He was like, I'm trying to get my bike fixed, man. He was like, hey, look, they just sent me $6,000. The bank said it was a mistake. I looked at him like, the bank made a mistake and sent you $6,000? Over $6,000? And I was looking at him like, something ain't right about this shit, yo. What's something going on? I think that they threw a lie on my name and tried to make it look like that I stole from that one dude, Morgan. I think they reeled my family out to California and cloned them. And then I think they blamed it on me and tried to make me look like a fuck nigga. I reached out to my cousin Shamar and I said, Cuzzo, I think my sister's in California, and I think she's been cloned, and they playing a fucked up evil game. I need your help. I reached out to my cousin Ron Bredman. You know, all them people you know in Orangeburg, all them people you know around South Carolina. I'm like, dog. I hit him up in October and November and December of 2024, and I straight up said, I need your help, yo. I think somebody sexually assaulted me at the tiny home shelter, yo. I think some lady put some drugs in my cold medicine, and I think that they did something sexually assaulting to me in my sleep or raped me in my sleep. On the 2nd of August, I realized I had blood in my pants. I went to the Dignity Health emergency room. They refused to basically check me to see if somebody had drugged my food or sexually assaulted me. On the 22nd of August, I went back to the same fucking emergency room in the same exact rejection of me getting a direct, no, we're not gonna do that, basically is what happened to me. And then the police told me that they wasn't gonna help me neither. By the 23rd of September, I'm walking down 3rd Street from the tiny home shelter. I just got my hair twisted by this girl named Nene. I hear, what's up, man? You staying over here? You staying over here now? I'm squinting and shit. I see a white car. I see it's a white Tesla. And I was like, oh, what's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that was that same dude in New York. And he was like, you staying over here now? I'm like, yeah, I just nodded my head. I saw a light-skinned girl in the passenger seat, and I said, what the fuck? And I said, I bet that's that same exact girl who had that prosthetic leg that I saw across the street from the LA Mission Shelter, yo. I bet that's her. I bet that's her, because when I walked up out of there, the first thing she did was jump on her phone. And she had a boyfriend that was basically trying to get me to talk to her or something like that. And I'm like, no, I don't. Like, no, I'm good, yo. And then she even said to me, you see how you just try to brush me off like that? So I just thought that was how old girl and that one nigga play. But when I got back to Michigan, June 2025, I started having way more dreams about my sister, like laying on her back and crying and stuff and being attacked and possibly being raped. So I truly believe that it's a possibility that was my sister in that white Tesla. And that nigga play, yo, I'm not even going to elaborate. I just need whoever is willing to come forward and help out, if I'm telling the truth, for the people that's a part of these secret ass societies and they're not scared to actually come forward to help me out, yo. One day, I was recording a video in the tiny home shelter, right? Let me just explain what happened when I first got to the tiny home shelter. They moved this one dude in there. He had on all red. As a matter of fact, this one dude named Vernon that worked at the tiny home shelter referred to him as Dad Moo Man. He was like, see that one guy over there, Dad Moo Man? Yeah. He said, yeah, they moving him in there, whatever. That dude came in there for one day, then they moved him out. His social worker was this dude named Kendrick. I remember this because I vividly remember him saying, yeah, what's up, man? My name Kendrick. He was the guy's social worker or whatever. They moved him out. They moved this dark-skinned dude in there that was tall, that was like 6'5" or 6'6". And he told me everybody around the way called him Slim. He said he grew up around like MacArthur Park area or something like that. That man had a fucking seizure and was going in and out of people's tiny home units. That nigga had a seizure. He had shit all on his shirt because he went in the bathroom and took his shit after that. And that man was going in and out of people's tiny home units, literally opening the door saying he was looking for his stuff. The dude, the owner of the tiny home shelter, this dude named Ryan, straight up said that man was on some shit. They moved him out. Then they moved that Brian Cooper dude in. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even think that was his real name. I did not think Brian Cooper was his real name. One day I'm recording a video, and I recorded a video basically stating if somebody did something to me in my sleep, you don't deserve your life. I was basically mainly specifically talking about if somebody actually sexually assaulted me in my sleep from putting some type of a potent drug in my food, waiting for me to go into a deep state of unconsciousness that would be unresponsive, meaning can't nobody even wake me up. And I was basically saying if somebody played me for a fool like that or recorded a video with me, you don't deserve your life. Because I think at the testimonial shelter, all of them niggas gathered up, relied on somebody to drug my food. They either put something in them bottles of water that was around that fucking area, or they sprayed something around me, yo. I just watched this movie the other day called The Iceman, dog. Come to find out, you can actually just sprinkle some powder in somebody's fucking face and make them pass out. And you can use all kind of shit. So I came to the conclusion that I believe they drugged me at that shelter. They sexually assaulted me or raped me in my sleep at that shelter and got away with it all. And then they possibly recorded it, and they probably tried to reel out my family members at that same time and kidnap them and then clone them. I'm part of the 144,000 prophets for God. God is letting me know that he's very, very, very unhappy with the way people has been doing me and my family, how people been playing me for a fool. So listen, I'm in the tiny home shelter one day recording the video. This video is just like a regular old journal type of day because I'm not uploading this video. It's just in my phone. And I was just talking about what should happen if you basically rape me in my sleep or some shit, especially as a fucking man. I'm not gay. I'm not talking to men. You know what I'm saying? And I heard some dude whispering outside, I can't wait. Basically, he was talking like, yo, I can't wait. I can't put this off. I can't wait. And he sounded like he had fear in his voice. That was that dude, Brian Cooper, outside of the shelter, talking to another dude that was a security guard that worked at that tiny home shelter, yo. Why was he saying, I can't wait? What was he whispering about? I heard one guy, the owner of that shelter named Ryan, he asked this one white lady named Dawn. He was like, but why you record him though, Dawn? What you record him for? That made it even worse. But why you record him, Dawn? And she was like, well, I recorded him because something. It really wasn't a good, like a logical excuse. And I heard that same exact white lady that was talking, she was right across the tiny home unit number 35 that I was in when I first got to the tiny home shelter. And I heard her speaking Russian one day. I actually heard her speaking Russian. It was these two other dudes in there that was from Russia, but I could tell that they was like, they told me that they English wasn't really that good and stuff like that. But I watched that movie John Wick before. That was how I was able to I can tell when you're hearing that type of language. And I said this Illuminati shit is kind of like that movie John Wick. Everybody is in this understanding amongst each other. This secret society amongst each other, yo. And all of them not killers, but it's a big secret that everybody got amongst each other. So that was why that one part of that movie when that one police officer came and was like, hey, you working again, John? He was like, no, I just sorted some things out. He was like, oh, okay. Then he walked away. You know what I'm saying? Because that dude was already protected by somebody who was way more powerful, that was higher above. So it's somebody that's trying to steal my life story, yo. What got me so fucked up is, look, I don't judge anybody, whether you Russian, I said Russian, whether you Russian, whether you Asian, whether you Black, Hispanic, Native American, African American, Caribbean, whether you grew up, whatever continent that you lived on, you know what I'm saying? Wherever you was at, you know what I'm saying? From Antarctica to North America to South America to Australia, Europe, Asia, you know what I'm saying? Out of all of these continents, I don't judge anybody. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people has attacked me and targeted me, yo, and tried to manipulate me and make a mockery of me. It's a lot of people that don't believe in God because they believe that if clones exist, then God don't exist. I'm not with that, yo. God exists, yo. God exists. He sees all of this. That's why God let me know what's really going on. I heard somebody crying like a couple days ago saying, I really do love you and all of this. It's somebody, I believe, and I sent the message to my cousin Ron. I sent the message to a couple other family members and my dad and my cousin Shamar. And I said, I think my sister been cloned and she being attacked in South Carolina. I need y'all help. They didn't say nothing, dog. They didn't say nothing. And it got me so fucked up because I feel like what is so much of a powerful stronghold that's basically keeping their foot on everybody face and mouth to the point where they ain't saying nothing. And I just got to keep on suffering and going through this. It's no longer about me. I'm getting attacked and anybody that I talk to or related to is getting attacked. I reached out to that lady, Karen Smith, when I first got kicked out of the testimonial shelter. And I said that was some bullshit what they did to me. That did me dirty. They did me wrong. That wasn't legal at all what they did to me. And she just said, okay, Alvin, I'll let you know if you get some mail that come here. I'm like, yo, I'm not getting no mail that come here no more. They kicked me out of there. I was speaking about that gay dude, Robert, that was walking around being pampered by his whole fucking family, getting pampered and coddled like a baby. And this gay man is following people around, mainly specifically me, and then snapping pictures off when I'm not looking. And everybody sat back and watched that shit. I think people reeled out my family, yo, attacked them and cloned them in California. And I think family members of mine tried to come to my help or come to my rescue and let me know what was going on. And they got cloned or something beforehand, before that happened. So I'm just reaching out to anybody for help. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that can help can give anything more than that was already been given so far, which is a whole bunch of fucked up ass lies and slander and manipulation. It was this bald head white dude walking around with a fucking pit bull. This pit bull had blood on him, and I couldn't understand that. One day somebody put some pink and white socks in my duffel bag, and that was around the same time that dude Brian Cooper came to that motherfucking shelter, yo. When he first came there, my contact solution got stolen. I left and went to fucking Ralph's off of there on Vermont and 3rd Street, got another bottle of contact solution, brought that shit back. That shit got stolen again the very next fucking day. And then after that, I had my phone plugged up one day, the Galaxy 15 plugged up on a charger. Plugged up on a charger. I look on the charger, it's out. It's no longer in the charger. Imagine you at the shelter. Your phone plugged up. I shouldn't even have to show a fucking example of some shit like this. Your phone plugged up like this. Plugged up like this. You go to the bathroom. You come back out the bathroom. And the motherfucking phone is just sitting on your bed with no plug in it. What type of fucking fool you take me for? So after that happened, some pink and white socks in my duffel bag. I let the people in the shelter know somebody put some pink and white socks in my duffel bag. I just cleaned up all around here and organized my whole duffel bag. I do not own some pink and white Hanes socks. The Lady Trinity like, what the fuck? Yeah, throw that shit out. Throw it away. Just throw it away. And I'm trying to figure out, why does she even put that dude in the same exact tiny home unit as me? And she know that dude is related to the people who had the testimonial shelter. All of them gang affiliated, yo. All of them. All of them. When I was in that shelter, all of them was Masons, Eastern Stars, Bloods, or Crips. All of them in the same gang. You don't have to be a Mason or Eastern Star to know that it's a secret society of this world that exists. You don't even have to be in a fraternity that you could have put. Let's say you go to college and you join the Kappas. You know what I'm saying? You may not be introduced to everything that goes on in the secret society. You know what I'm saying? You could be in a gang and know every damn thing that's going on. I personally feel like a lot of niggas that's in gangs, they're the first ones that get introduced to that underworld life because they're the main ones that's willing to do whatever to basically like let it be. A lot of them is known killers. You know what I'm saying? Gang members. I'm not talking about the people at the testimony shelter. I know it sounds like I just contradicted myself, but a lot of niggas that's in gangs, they do a whole lot of illegal stuff. It's just that simple. So in my mind, the way I think, if you living like that, you gonna be introduced to more people that live like that. It's just like a dude that's in the streets, and the police feel like they want to try to use that man or something like that. They basically is go say, okay, we'll pin this on you right here, we'll pin that on you right there if you don't do this right here that we telling you to do. So when I started realizing that I was around a whole lot of activity like that in LA, I said to myself, okay, I truly believe what's really going on is this. It's certain people that's being forced to do shit that they don't want to do. I believe it's certain people that's in gangs that's being sent, that's being told, you got to do this shit right here. If you don't do this, we'll put you in prison for life. You got to do this shit right here. If you don't do this, we'll put your cousin, we'll put your brother, we'll put your mom or your pops in jail for life. You got to do this shit right here because if you don't do this, then we'll take your life. I believe it's people that's a part of some type of organization like that. So I was carrying myself in a way more lenient, calm way when I first got to LA. But I realized, no, y'all, this is some bullshit. When I realized, like I said, it was this white dude that was walking around. He had a pit bull. I think a family member of mine was being attacked by a dog, yo. There was actually a torturing somebody in my family with a fucking dog. Why am I having dreams about Django and stuff like that? Cloning them. Why is my mom having dreams about dogs attacking her? We fucked up. One day I'm in the LA library. This is around October 2024. I see this one dude that look just like Chaplain Wiley in there, but it's not Chaplain Wiley. It's his brother or his cousin or something like that. I could look at the man and tell exactly who he related to. And I can understand why am I being watched by people? One day I'm at the escalator going down a motherfucking stairs at the library. I look over to like my upper right, and this is one dude. Of course, he got on all blue. He like, yeah, we watching you. And I look back like, watching me for what? And I just shrugged my shoulders like, you ain't gonna find shit. I ain't doing shit. All I'm doing is minding my business. What you mean we watching you? That dude Mike, that was in that who little brother name was Robert. That dude was a blood. He told me he was a blood. It was another nigga in there that was like some basketball dreadhead nigga who had like a red hat, on. He used to come in there with a red or a pink hat on. I used to, dog, I'm not no fool, dog. I see how many people be gang affiliated. That ain't my fucking business though, but I see it. I'm not no dummy. And then when I talk like this, niggas be like, oh, he's snitching. No, fuck that nigga. Oh, no, man, you gotta kill that nigga. Like, niggas will talk like that about me because I'm talking about, listen, my family the one that look different. My family the one that look like they've been copied. I don't see nobody else family members walking around looking like they've been copied before. I don't see nobody else walking around looking like that some fucked up shit happened to their family. I see more gay men multiplying, looking at me, smirking and smiling at me, humiliating me, and I'm the one that's looking around my family members, and this look like all of them looking different. I don't see nobody else family members getting accused of stealing some fucking shoes. Last time I stole, I was a teenager. A fucking teenager. What I look like stealing some shoes like a petty ass bum ass nigga. How much of a punk bitch move could you make to basically say I stole some shoes? Shoes? I'm going to come all the way on the other side of the map and take some shoes. The only reason why I came to L.A. when I came to L.A. because I feel like God was saying, go. I feel like God was saying, who you meant to be with, it's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Just go there now. I got to L.A. and it got crazy for me. That's how I know somebody tried to do a destiny transfer on me. And everybody playing me for a fool in my face. And what they doing is they reaching out to other people and saying this is what's really happening. So I truly believe that my family got reeled out in California and cloned, and then they tried to say it's AJ's fault. They tried to say it's Alvin's fault. They said they tried to make it look like some fucked up ass nigga. And then people plant stuff in my room every time I look up, I see people plant stuff in my room. And every single day, my phone was getting hacked. Every single day, my phone was getting hacked. And then when I speak on what's going on around me, people say he a snitch. What the fuck I look like? Imagine leaving from your house and you got brothers, you got sisters, you got a mama. You come back, they look different. You go sit back and say, oh, I'm going to shut up. Let me shut up. Because they going to call me a snitch if I speak on the possibility of my family getting kidnapped and cloned. I had a dream in 2017, dog. I was in this big-ass auditorium. It was a bunch of dudes that was bloods in there. And I got into a fight with this dude that was like 18, 19 because he stole my phone. And everybody when it was in there was like, hey, man, we could jump you. We could kill you, but we understand he stole your phone. We'll let you get your fight in, nigga. Yeah, you stole your phone. And after I fought with him and shit like that, ain't nobody do nothing. They were just looking like, I mean, yeah, nigga, we don't really, you ain't a part of our clique, but we ain't gonna do you like that. Yo, I'm sitting in like a rose area, like sitting like a pew area, like sitting on a chair next to one of these on the side of this one dude. He got on some all white buffs, some Cartier buff glasses, and I'm like, hey, bro, you from Detroit? He was like, no. I'm like, oh, those real big in my city. And he was like, so? And he just shrugged his shoulders like, so? Then they started laughing. What's so weird is that same dude that said so in that dream, and he was a blood too. I had a dream literally like 2 days ago. I was walking through like this bus station area or something. There was a bunch of people that was like homeless and stuff that was sleeping on covers and stuff like that. And this one dude asked for, I walked in the bathroom or something like that and got into a small argument with this one dude. And then he walked away real fast after that. And I was like, oh, my bad, because I thought he had said something he didn't say. I was like, oh, my bad, man. I thought you had said something else. And then he walked away real fast. Like the way the dream defined that scenery, it was like the dream was telling me that this dude was trying to hurry up and like walk away from something messed up that had possibly happened. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I ended up walking up out of the bathroom and I didn't even like go in the bathroom and use the bathroom because I had just walked out and the other dude was walking way faster. Like he was trying to hurry up and walk away from something. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to hurry up and get it. It was like he had a guilty foot, like conscious about something. And then some dude asked me for some change. And then I gave him some change. He was like, hey, you got 62 cents or whatever. I'm like, yeah, right here. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And then I was like, you know which way the bathroom is? He was like, yeah, over there. One day, I'm at a tiny home shelter and I hear somebody huffing and wheezing and puffing extra hard. He's screaming out, "Why?" Then I heard it again, like 30 minutes later. Then I heard it again, like 2 hours later. Like, why? When you got people that's willing to clone somebody just allowing you, you got to speak on stuff like this because they will fuck your whole family up and they'll try to get you hurt, get you murdered, get you killed. There's nothing you can do about it, Joe. So a lot of people look at me like, nigga, you going against that one dude, Brian Cooper. He asked me straight up. He was like, did you go against the oath or something? I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not a part of anything. He was like, is you a pussy? You know what I'm saying? Then he asked me if I be going around ice cream trucks. Then he asked me if I be going around transgenders and stuff like that. Why is this dude asking me all these disrespectful questions that he know he wouldn't ask anybody else around the state of California? Why is he talking to me like that? As soon as I got back to Michigan, June 2025, for my cousin Evie funeral, everybody that was in the gang reached out to the niggas that was in gangs at the Regal Tower Apartments, and they was already ahead of time working as a group, working as a whole to basically make up a lie about me, yo. What fucked me up more than anything else is I reached out to my dad and I said, do you think clones exist? This is October 2024. I reached out to my dad, my Aunt Grace. I reached out to my Aunt Ethel. I reached out to my cousin Shamar. I reached out to my cousin Ron. I just knew when I reached out to my cousin Ron, all of this was going to get cleared up because he know plenty of people in Orangeburg that have his back. And everybody just said, well, why something like that happen to you? Why would something that crazy happen to you? Why would somebody like sexually assault you in your sleep? When I reached out to my cousin JR, I just knew something was gonna happen because that nigga is in the motorcycle gang. I couldn't believe it, yo. I couldn't fucking believe it. So at any given time, somebody could just come along and clone my family and then do whatever to them, and y'all just go sit back and watch that. I'm not even talking just about my family. I'm talking about just the whole public, just the whole existence of like people. A lot of people, man. I'm not in a secret society. I'm just observing, and I have certain dreams and visions from God. What people need to stop doing is stop being so bent on me and focused on me and look at what God is saying. Look at what God is doing, yo. Because if God see everything you doing, he may not express his anger through me, meaning he might not punish you immediately for attacking me, but he ain't forgot that. That's why I said it's a lot of people, like, when they see that clones exist and stuff, they don't believe in God because they feel like all they got to do is repeat their life. But that's probably not the way it goes. You don't know how that goes. You don't know if God actually allowed that spirit to go into that other person's human being body or not. You don't know that. You don't know how it goes. If something like that did happen, it had to be something that was definitely approved by God. That's why this world's so crazy now. That's why the police basically look at me like, nigga, fuck you. Like that's why I don't even look at them the same no more. I didn't steal anything at a testimonial shelter. I didn't steal anything the whole time I was living in Los Angeles, California. I didn't call no lady a bitch or a hoe or nothing like that. The most I did was walk up out of that testimonial shelter and say, everybody know that it's faggot ass niggas up in here lying on me. I did say that. I said, everybody know that it's faggot ass niggas in here lying on me. Because that dude, Robert, was a gay man recording people and flicking and flashing pictures of people at nighttime. And one day I recorded a video just laying on the top bunk bed, chilling. Like I'm laying on the bed chilling like this, like just laying down, like, and I'm recording a video, and every single time my video stopped. Let me also include that I had like 5 hours of recording time, and every fucking time my motherfucking phone stopped recording, I saw that gay dude do like this. Every time he hit it. So he had some type of synchronized hack on my phone. Some gay dude playing with me like that. Do I really gotta say what happened to gay men who play with heterosexual men and try to make their life a living hell? So why is everybody pampering that man? The only reason why is because that man was in a gang and he had a large family that was also in a gang. And they used that as a weapon against me because I wasn't bothering nobody, yo. I ain't, even when I got sucker punched by them Jehovah's Witnesses. People hacking to my phone all day and they talking to teenagers. People hacking to my phone all day, every day, and they talking to people online that's possibly celebrities and talking shit to them. And y'all gonna sit back and watch this shit? Or y'all just gonna sit back and laugh it up and not do shit, not say shit? Y'all gonna maintain this secret, knowing the same fucking secret that you maintaining is the same exact loyalty that got a lot of other people like who lost their life. What the fuck is people a part of these days? I be in shock about this shit. I moved to California. My goal, hey, let me get on my feet, get my mind right, get my money together. I'm gonna squash all of this negativity with my family. It's gonna be love. It's gonna be blessings. It's gonna be all that good stuff. I came to California, got lied on, I got framed, I got sabotaged, I got sucker punched, I got lied on even more. And then other niggas basically honored whatever G code that they was honoring, and they basically said we not even go help this nigga. Fuck that nigga. We know that nigga being lied on. We know that man a prophet for God. Fuck that nigga though. He not in the gang, so I'm not helping him. I'm at the tiny home shelter and I'm looking at niggas that's walking around 30 plus, almost 40 years old, and these niggas got bruises on their face, brand new bruises on their face because they just got jumped in the gang and they just basically took some type of agreement, some type of oath to keep their mouth shut and hack my phone all damn day. That's the main reason why. That's the main reason why that one day I was down by the table just talking. I'm chilling, I'm just talking. And one dude came up to me and was like, hey, man, take this Wi-Fi down. This is the Wi-Fi for the tiny home. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, Westlake, all right, cool. And then I was asking everybody what that mean. They were just like, hey, like, they ain't say much. They just looked away. I'm like, bro, is it the Wi-Fi or not? And then when I asked the people that worked there, they was like, no. They was like, there's no Wi-Fi here. And then it was this dude who gave me the Wi-Fi. I'm like, bro, why you give me that Wi-Fi if that's not their Wi-Fi? I could be infiltrating somebody's shit right now. I could be messing up somebody else's Wi-Fi. Why would you give me that Wi-Fi? Ain't no telling what the hell going on when I log into that Wi-Fi. That same dude was recording me one day. This Hispanic dude with like a short haircut, he was recording me one day. He had like bruises on his face and stuff. He was recording me one day. That's the reason why it was a lot of people at that tiny home shelter that was just regular residents, and they would piss and shit on the toilet occasionally because they was mad at certain people around that shelter that basically was doing me wrong and doing me dirty and basically playing me for a fool. So they didn't say nothing directly, but they would piss and shit all around the toilet and on the floor and stuff just to be spiteful towards some of the people that was working there because they was maintaining the secret, knowing damn well that I got lied on and framed and sabotaged. That same skinny, dark-skinned dude with the cornrows told me one day, like, hey, man, do you harp on stuff? That's the problem. You harp on stuff. Just let it go. Like, that stuff was in the past. Just let it go. I'm like, what you talking about, bro? I ain't said a single word to you about anything that I've been through. I've been at the tiny home shelter for not even a whole week. What you mean, don't let it go? And while he talking to me, he touched me like, man, just let it go, let it go. And it's another dude recording. So somebody else could try to make it look like I know that dude personally and I'm opening up and talking about something that I'm not even aware of that happened. So I truly believe that when I was at the testimonial shelter, some scandalous happened. They used my clothes. I had some great boxer briefs that came up missing one day. This was around the 11th to 12th of August, 2024. They took that shit and then just got rid of it. When I spoke on it, the security guard, Keith Johnson, was like, I know who did it, but I'm not going to tell you. So why is everybody remaining secretive and sovereign amongst each other when it comes to basically not telling me what's going on? It's not, dog. It's not like I'm living a regular old joyous ass peaceful life and ain't nobody being fucked with. My whole family like they've been cloned. I see more gay men making up lies about me. Everywhere I go, another gay man make up a fucked up ass lie about me, and then another teenager somewhere make up a lie because he got a scandalous ass mom or a scandalous ass father that's coaching him to tell a lie, or some girl got a scandalous ass mother or a scandalous ass father that's coaching her to make up a lie. And then when I basically come forth and I talk about all of this that's going on, all this shit, people say he a snitch. Man, look here, dog. If I was in a gang, that shit would have never happened. If I was in a gang, all that bullshit that I went through would have never fucking happened, yo. That's the real reason why a lot of people wasn't too. If I was a Mason, that shit would have never happened. If I was in any kind of gang that was in LA, that shit would have never happened that I went through, yo. It would have never happened. Never. I go to the IUIC building over Schoolcraft and Evergreen. That's my old neighborhood over there. I go to the IUIC building. the first thing they say is, Alva, what tribe you a part of? You know what I'm saying? They publicized that because they knew that I was going to basically come in on some humble shit and acting like I'm really not aware of everything. So I'm like, man, I really don't know, man. I'm just being patient right now, trying to figure out what God is telling me. I know that black people came from the tribe of Judah. I already know that the African American people. I did the research on all of the tribes and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm being way more specifically just certain these days and patient these days. You know what I'm saying? But other people that was in that building try to make it look like that I was unsure about something. And the reason why, it's a lot of people been pushing and promoting me to look like I'm unsure about my anointing with God is because it's another nigga out here trying to act like me, trying to steal my life story, yo. Then I'm standing in line talking about how I said Jacob tricked his brother Esau to get an inheritance from his dad. He tricked his dad, and he basically robbed his own brother. And I looked at it like, okay, I truly believe that if Jacob said he's not going to trick his own brother, trick his own father to basically steal his brother's Esau's anointing, I truly do believe that he still would have got the blessing from God. God would have still made it happen. God probably would have just intervened and said, no, he's not getting it. That's just what I truly believed. Because you don't got to lie when it come to God. You know what I'm saying? You don't, like, when you want to walk with God, you ain't got to lie to get what God promises you. It's that simple. Another dude came up to me and he asked, hey, what y'all talking about? I was like, yeah, we talking about this right here. You know what I'm saying? This and that, this and that. He said that I'm bringing the doctrine to the motherfucking building. You know what I'm saying? He said I'm bringing the doctrine, like my own personal set of views and stuff, because I stated an opinion. I asked this one lady, I was like, hey, you do this often? Because I'm standing in the Israelite building. We standing in line. It's another lady that's in line also. No, it's a dude that's in front of me. It's this lady that's behind me. I asked this one lady, like, you come here often? I'm like, she like, yeah, she got on the Israelite colors and stuff. She like, yeah, this and that, this and that. He came up and was like, hey, what's going on? In my mind, the way he approached that conversation, okay, this man must be uncomfortable with me talking to this lady. Maybe the ladies that's a part of the IUIC group or whatever, maybe they don't socialize with men that don't got on the fringes and don't got a full beard and stuff like that. Maybe they don't socialize with people that's not a member. Because the way he popped up, it was on some RoboCop type shit. So I'm like, what's up, bro? Like, what's up? You like what you need? He talking to me like I'm trying to get a sack of weed or something. I'm like, bro, I'm talking to an old girl. Standing in line, he like, yeah, the way it goes is you walk up to the front, you know, talk to them about counseling, anybody need counseling, whatever. I'm like, yeah, I mean, that seems like the point. You know what I'm saying? I got that. So then we get on the subject way more, just talking about this. This dude kept on trying to tell me that it's a doctrine, and he like, and if you saw earlier in the video, they said if anybody bring a doctrine here, then you got to speak on it. So now he's trying to justify his presence, standing next to me, just asking me the same question over and over again by saying I'm some type of a doctrine practitioner or something like that, or I'm some type of a doctrine producer for everybody else. So he's trying to make it look like that I'm some satanic ass nigga just stinking up the whole house of God right now because I made one statement about something. Why is you even so focused on me talking to this dude over here? Me and this man wasn't arguing. Me and this man having a regular old conversation. Then he asked me, what time you get here? You know what time I got here. Why are you talking to me like I'm a child? He gonna say, what time you get here? And then he asked me, then he went on to say, did you go to work today? You got a job? Okay, why you get here late? Now he talking to me like I'm a fucking kid. And now he just looking at me. And his posture up straight, right? His posture up straight. He looking straight at me like, what time you get here? What time you get here? What time you get here? If I'm looking from the outside in, if I'm about 20 feet away and across the room and I'm looking at this dude having a conversation with me, I would think that looking at me talking versus that guy talking, people would think that I'm the aggressor because he's the one that got the upright, poised posture, but he's saying the most dumb, disrespectful shit to me, saying the same thing over and over again like, oh, what time you get here? What time you get here? How would you like if I just looked at you, look dead at your fucking face, all this bullshit that I'm going through, family members of mine getting cloned and stuff. How would you like if I just look at you and I say, hey, where your girl at? Where your girl at? Where your girl at? What time you leave from her? Where's she at? It's not the same question, but it's the same amount of disrespect. I hate when people try to measure disrespect. Like, yeah, I was talking to him like he was a kid, but I ain't call him a bitch. That's like me saying, Damn, I mean, yeah, I mean, I swung on that dude, but it ain't like I tried to kill him. He ain't had to try to like he ain't had to respond and retaliate the way he did. Damn, like all I did was cuss him out, or all I did was put my hands on him, but he ain't had to respond like that. You cannot measure how somebody will respond to you when you disrespecting them. I said that a long time ago. So you can have some dude that come up to another grown man and say, "Man, what time you get here today? Did you go to work today? Why you get here late?" Another nigga be like, "Man, watch your fucking mouth. You talking to a grown-ass man. I'm not your son." I walked to the front podium. I started talking to the dudes about the stuff that I've been through. He started asking me direct questions, so I started giving him direct answers. Where you living at? What shelter were you living at? Where at in California? What did they accuse you of stealing? So I'm like, oh, okay, this how we doing it? Okay, I was at LA. I was at the LA Mission, testimonial shelter, tiny home shelter. They accused me of stealing some shoes. People threw more lies on top of me after that. They said I was fighting some Jehovah's Witnesses. Then they reached out to other people that was in gangs and other cities and states and told them to maintain the mockery over my name. And when I started basically giving him that kind of response, he switched up and just asked me, "Do you shave your beard?" So now this is about how I got to critique my beard. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about fucked up shit that I'm going through with people moving in a secretive way, fucking with me on an everyday basis. And the biggest thing to talk about right now, the biggest importance is my beard. And then he pulled out some Bible scripture talking about how I lack wisdom and it's something about a poor man or something like that. Now I'm a poor man because I'm staying with somebody else right now. Then the other dude basically signalized, he did some type of signal with his hand or something like that to basically tell the other dudes on the side that was in the IUIC building that was actually members. He signaled them to come over to where I was having a conversation with the dude that was like in front of me, because he was observing. He was being observant of the way that man was talking to me. I didn't raise my voice. That dude was raising his voice at me. So he was basically looking at me and saying, okay, if that was me, I'll be getting agitated. I'll be getting mad. So let me already signal this one guy right here to get close, just in case this dude snap, because this man in front of him is yelling at him, and he's not just yelling at him, he's talking down on him. Man told me, "Go sit down, Alvin. Go sit down, Alvin. It's midnight. It's women and kids in here." And then he said, do you watch the IUIC videos at all? Do you ever follow us or anything like that? In my mind, I know a lot of people see my videos. I know a lot of people know my story. I used to have sex with a lot of these ladies out here. I used to have sex a lot, just period. I used to watch a lot of porn and all of that. When I chose to get on a walk with God, I started watching certain videos by some of these ladies that basically be talking about the goodness of God. And then it was some of these ladies God actually used to talk to me. I don't got to be following the whole IUIC I do not have to be a member of the IUIC building of the Israelites United in Christ. You know what I'm saying? To be on a walk with God, to be trying to get close to God. It's that simple, yo. I don't have to be following the whole movement. And then I told him a lot of my background came from the Bible that I basically read in church, and the Bible in the Kingdom Hall or whatever. And then he said, "What is the?" He said, "The Kingdom Hall." He basically asked me, "What does the Kingdom Hall teach?" Then I started telling him it's the same as that Bible. He started yelling at me. He was like, "You're not about to come here and tell me what the Kingdom Hall teaches more than that. Go sit down, Alvin. Go sit down, Alvin." Talking over me. I don't know a man that's in my old neighborhood that would actually be talked to like that. I'm gonna be honest. And I just stepped back and I observed the surroundings. When I walked out, it was people walking away from me and like trying to stay out of my way and everything. They literally used that whole scenery and made it look like that I was a problematic person. And I guarantee, after I walked up out of there, my name got shitted on even more. The very next day, I'm on the elevator. I just said, "How you doing?" to this one lady. She gets on the elevator. It's like, "Oh yeah, Florida so-and-so, please." Like I was just some fuck nigga elevator man. Like it's like it's my obligation to fucking like push buttons for her or something. But somebody already said, "See, I told you he wasn't like that. I told you he wasn't the chivalry type of guy." See, he let everybody talk to him like that. Because at one point in time, I said I never in my life physically assaulted a female. That's true. But people try to make it look like I'm some pushover for everybody. It's not just women that's moving in a fucked up, shitty way. So some women that's actually sized me up like a man and told some nigga that they was probably related to or fucking to basically come around me and try me like a hoe ass nigga and basically disrespect me like a hoe ass nigga. And while I be going through all this shit, you know what be happening? It be people it be men that's in their 50s watching me. They know what I'm going through, but they just hoping and praying that I say something about somebody that they're related to so they could come forth and try to look like a heroic savior, try to get me hurt, get me killed, get something done to me, and then try to make it look like the reason why they did that to me was because of some shit that I said. And they said, all I know was that's my niece or that's my daughter. And I'll be like, okay, if that's your daughter, if that's your niece, if that's whoever that woman is to you, why you didn't intervene when she was calling me a fuck nigga online? Why you didn't intervene when she was making up lies about me online? Why you didn't intervene when my phone was getting hacked all day, every day? Why you didn't intervene when these gay men was making up lies about me? Why you didn't intervene when I was minding my business and I got gay ass niggas literally flashing pictures of me and shit like that? Even teenagers is bad talking to me. Why you didn't intervene when it was men telling they younger kids to basically throw dirt on my name? But now you intervening when I make a public video and go live for everybody else because you feel like your reputation on the line. So people don't like you when you basically speak the truth, yo. I'm not running around trying to figure out what the fuck is going on in a whole bunch of other continents or other countries or in a whole bunch of other areas outside of the universe, outside of Earth and nothing like that. But when you start fucking with me and personally people around me, what make you think that I'm going to just sit back and be like, oh, okay, well, that's cool? God will still go prevail, yo. Still. But I got to get up out of here, yo. I got, like, my family been cloned, yo. My family been cloned. And now they looking at me like, fuck that nigga. We don't like that guy. Man, look, it's nothing I could do about it. It's nothing I could do about people that's rich and powerful that want to fuck your life up just because. Now, this New York dude, dog, that nigga was not, bro. Like, some things I'm just not gonna say. The way I feel, if I find out if that was my sister in that car in some type of crazy ass way, yo, I'm not I'm reaching out to everybody to just help me, like, get to where I need to be at. You know what I'm saying? Help my family out, especially the ones that's been cloned to somewhere else right now. Especially the ones that has been cloned and they are somewhere else right now, possibly being held captive. I'm not gonna act like this stuff just didn't happen. People in these secret societies, they everywhere. It's just like that movie John Wick, yo. They were in churches. They were everywhere, dog. They were everywhere. They are everywhere because it's a secret society, yo. I don't know why it's such a secret. I honestly don't give a fuck, yo. It's none of my business. Only thing that's my business is just my life, tending to my life and figure out what God is telling me to do in life. And it's somebody that's lying on me constantly, continuously. And they trying to make it look like that I'm some type of fucked up ass, devil worshiping ass nigga or something like that. What make me so mad is every time I try to help somebody out, I got done even worse in the long run. Anytime my family probably helped me out, I believe people did them wrong and try to make it look like that it was my fault. You know what I'm saying? This dude, Mike, that was that gay dude, Robert Big Brother. Niggas used to be cracking jokes on that dude in the shelter, talking about how he be coming in the shelter smelling like butt. He used to be saying he be getting off work smelling like butt. I wasn't even working when I was at the testimonial shelter yet. I started working when they kicked me out the testimonial shelter, and I was basically at the LA Mission shelter. They used to be walking around talking about how that nigga be getting off work, and they be saying this dude don't even be working out. He don't even be like lifting weights and nothing like that. He be smelling like straight up butt. And I'd be like, man, that's some whole ass shit, dog. It's wrong for y'all to talk about that man like that. It's wrong for y'all to talk to his brother like that, because they used to call him a bitch ass nigga, a punk ass nigga, a fuck nigga, all kind of shit. And then I spoke on that, and look how they did me. Made up some fucked up ass lie about me. If I found out that gay dude did anything to me physically at all, yo, I'm gonna just be honest. Y'all need to keep that nigga away from me. For real, for real. You like... I be trying to stay close to God, yo. That's all I do is pray. I pray for myself and everybody else. I don't just pray for my family. I pray for my enemies and everybody. I do. I really do, yo. But But I'm not about to let somebody just come along and fuck my life up and then possibly try to do something to my family and clone them and have them somewhere else and think that I'm not going to be cool with that. I'm not letting that shit slide, yo. So I'm reaching out to anybody to help if you can, you know what I'm saying? Because I'd rather ask for help now than to finally open up with this business and get rich and then have to basically do things my way but I truly don't believe that I don't think this world will go on too much longer. I think God is really go like kill a lot of people that's been doing me dirty. Because God say, touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm. And there's been a lot of messed up stuff that's been going on. I truly believe, I know for a fact that the devil was taunting God one time. I'll never forget this dream that I had. And it was this dude sitting in the car saying, see, watch this, watch this, watch this. Like, watch this. You keep on saying that you keep on saying that he's your child. You keep saying he's your child. Watch this. I was sitting in the car with my Aunt Janie. This dude grabbed my Aunt Janie from the back of her head and smashed her head against the dashboard, you know, like the front, you know what I'm saying? Smashed her head against that, and I woke up. And that was the devil. And God allowed that to happen for a reason. God allowed me. That was a vision that I was having that the devil was intervening in, and the devil was taunting God, saying, look, watch this. I bet you believe that this is really happening to her. So that was the devil basically using one of the most loving people like around me, one of the most people that I love or something like that, and took my Aunt Janie and then smashed her head into the dash, and I woke up. That was basically the devil taunting God, like, look, I bet you do something stupid. I bet you do something stupid. So God allowed that to happen for a reason, because God was allowing me to see this is how he's taunting you every time you go through this messed up stuff. December 29th, 2022. I had a dream that it was a bunch of people cussing me out, yelling at me, throwing shit at me. And it was a whole bunch of blue, spiritual, smoky stuff all around me. And I heard the calmest voice. I heard Jesus' voice say, I didn't do it to hurt you. They won't do what you did. And then all of that blue, smoky, spiritual stuff around me left me. And then it went to everybody else that was throwing stuff at me and cussing at me and shit and I woke up. Man, look, this underworld shit is real. This shit exists. And it's a lot of them trying to sabotage me and frame me right now. They don't give a fuck, yo. They don't care none about some type of law. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. Everything that I've been through in the last couple of years has been all the way illegal. They got spies all over the place. Any grocery store I walk into, any store I walk into, anywhere I drive down the street. You know how many fucking times I've driven down the street and there be people on their scooters, it be people on their bikes, it be people in their cars acting like that they just riding down the street, and what they really doing is hacking in my phone, staying within 30 to 100 feet of me to make sure that they always slow my phone down from actually uploading a fucking video on YouTube. You know how many niggas around this vicinity that I'm living at right now is hacking in my fucking phone, giving feedback and giving information back to people in California because they possibly in the same gang or they probably just the same nationality. You know how many people doing that shit? In the midst of talking, I get a fucking text message from Wesley Health Center. That text message got sent probably 2 fucking weeks ago. My phone been hacked for that fucking long. One day I'm in LA. It's this one lady. I'm mistaken. I'm not even gonna lie. I almost asked her if like she was like a transgender because I just been through a lot. It was nothing personal to her, but I just been through a lot. I've asked women that literally are girly type of ladies, not tomboys, not masculine in any kind of way, just real girly and feminine, you know what I'm saying, and glamour-like, because I've been through a lot of fucked up shit. I've been lied on by people that was transgenders that I thought were women, and they found out they were men. That's happened to me in the past. One lady I was talking to one time, and I just asked her, like, do you know if anything been going on online or being said online or anything like that? And she just jumped the gun and was like, don't do that to me. Like, don't bring me into that sadness and like, you like bring me in. Like, she tried to make it seem like that I was trying to say that she made it seem like that I was basically trying to bring her into some type of problem that I had and try to make her a witness and also make her the reason for the stuff that I was going through. And I never even told this lady directly that I was going to ask her if she was possibly a transgender or not. I didn't say nothing. I kept that to myself. I just asked if anything negative that had been being said online. That was it. She told me she had like 7 kids. I was like, oh. That same lady cussed out that white lady Dawn, though. Cussed her out. Cussed her out. Like, said some of the most horrible things to that lady. That lady, I heard that white lady Dawn speaking Russian one time. Cussed her out, yo, in the worst way. I truly believe somebody hacked into my phone and heard me stating that I believe that I thought at one point in time that lady was possibly like a transgender or something like that. They hacked in my phone and then they basically attacked me even more based off of the videos that I had in my phone that I never uploaded. Basically saying, nigga, fuck your journal. Fuck your inner thoughts. Nigga, fuck you and your inner thoughts. Because they said he by himself. So I'm going to be like, man, fuck that. No, I don't like that nigga. My family been cloned. It's possible. Taking somebody's DNA and cloning them. And then you can sell it, and they probably got sold into sex trafficking or something for all I know. And everybody that's in a secretive organization, they try to pin that shit on me. Because they know I'm not a Mason. I never took an oath to be a part of some secret. So they said, we're going to make an example out of this man. We're going to fuck his whole life up. And we're going to make it seem like he the reason why his whole family life is fucked up. That's why I be praying that God keep my mama safe, healthy, alive, delivered from evil and danger, protected from evil and danger, because I know she been cloned. And I've had dreams of her screaming for help, and even worse. She go to sleep tonight. I'm gonna hear her yelling in her sleep, please don't kill me. Crying in her sleep. Fuck a secret. Fuck a secret. Because look what they did to me over this so-called secretive shit. Look what they did to my family. Fuck a secret, yo. You want to maintain a secret if you want to. It's gonna only get worse. If I was in one of them gangs in California, I would have never went through that shit. If I was a Blood, if I was a Crip, nobody would have ever in their life been able to even touch me, dog, or clone any damn thing. That would have never happened. If I was in one of the mobs or some shit like that, they would have never fucked with me. But the fact that I'm part of the 144,000 Israelites, they said, fuck that nigga. We gonna make him look like he's some faggot ass devil worshiper. We gonna try to get somebody else to make them look like that they a prophet. We gonna ruin his life. We gonna ruin his family life. We gonna clone his family. We gonna try to clone him, get his ass up out of here, and then we gonna try to convince the whole world that nigga come from a lineage of fucked up ass people that's on some devil worship and shit. And then we gonna take everything that he spoke on in the past, from reports that he made, JPay messages he sent out, YouTube videos that he made, and we gonna contradict him with all of that, because that man been all over the place on some bipolar shit. So we gonna contradict him with everything that he say. We gonna hack his YouTube and make him say shit on his YouTube that he not even saying. And I see all these fucking celebrities walking around lollygagging, laughing, playing charades. I look at so many of these ladies sometimes for motivation, because I be trying to keep my mind off of lust. So I don't jack off. I just look at a lot of these beautiful ass women online sometimes. But I do be in deep thought, like, how the fuck did I go through all this bullshit? And then all these rich ass men, all these men that's, whether you a rapper, an actor, or a businessman, whatever, how did all of this fucked up shit happen right before everybody's very eyes? I know you know about it. I know you know about me. You go tell me you don't, but I know you have at least. When I was at the LA mission, there was this one dude that was saying, you should stay where you at. You should just stay where you at. I feel like God is telling me he going all over the place. He should stay where he at. That dude's name was Robert. And I just asked him, I was like, what made you wear Cuban Link? I like Cuban Links. That was the real reason why I asked him it, but he took it to the defense. It was like, you shouldn't ask somebody why they wear something, sir. You're talking to a millionaire, sir. You're talking to a millionaire, sir. If I pulled out my bank account right now, your jaw dropped to this ground. It wouldn't do it. You probably wouldn't do it right now because I already said it. But if I showed you my bank account before I said that, your jaw dropped to the ground. And I'm looking at him like, I mean, to be honest, no. I've walked away from millions of dollars of lawsuits in the past. There's been times I made up lies and said that I was suing somebody just so they could stop fucking with me. Money's not everything to me. So if I saw $1 trillion, I'd be like, yo, you making history right now. but my jaw wouldn't drop to the ground. I'd just be like, yo, you know who you are. You made history. You the first black trillionaire. I'll say something like that. I'd be happy for you more than anything else. I made a video basically stating that I think somebody hacked into that phone and made it look like that I was taking a shot at that dude. That dude had on a Cuban link. I was like, dang, that's cool. He was in the podium. He was in the motherfucking chapel preaching. God forgive me for cussing all the times I cuss. Forgive me. I'm sorry, God. In Jesus' name, amen. He in the chapel preaching or whatever. And I saw he had a Cuban link on. He had on a whole bunch of like blue colors and stuff like that, a colorful stuff and all of that. So I just asked him, hey, what made you wear that? I was just curious. You a pastor or whatever? Like, you a pastor? What made you wear that? What made you dress like that? Most of the people come up in here in suits and stuff. Everybody else was saying that man is a crooked ass pastor. That man crooked. Everybody was saying that dude is a crooked ass priest and shit like that. They were saying that nigga be trying to milk the community. I didn't see him like that. I just asked him, hey, what made you wear that? What made you wear that Cuban link? I like Cuban links. He took it offensive and was like, you shouldn't have asked a man what they wear, sir. You shouldn't ask somebody why they wear something. I was at the Pizza Hut one time. I saw that dude ride down the street in his Cadillac, and I just looked over and just said, hey, that's that one dude. They sat back and watched a whole family shit on me, yo. They watched the whole family. I was at the bus terminal one time around the subway station in LA, and this one dude, he told me going back to truck driving, this Hispanic dude, he told me that the people at the testimonial shelter, he said they got a big family. He said he's scared to tell me what they've been doing to me. He said they got a big family. He's scared to get involved. And what had me so fucked up is, if you scared to get involved, then where was all that fear before the shit got worse for me? Why couldn't nobody come forward to tell me, man, get the fuck about, don't come around here, man. Stay away from it. These niggas will do you dirty around here. And to be honest, if somebody had told me that, I still wouldn't have listened, because God was telling me at that time, okay, go do this right here. The reason why God's so mad is because God said, go to California. And when I went to California, everybody attacked me. See, God knows what people go do, but God still would test people and give people a chance. God had no kind of indication for me to go through hell and from a family member of mine to get cloned or attacked or something like that. But God saw that that's what they was doing. So he said, okay, now I'm going to let you know what's really going on. I knew that they was going to do that, but they had free choice not to do that. Put it like that. God knows what everybody is going to do, but they had free choice not to do what they've been doing. So now that they doing this, I'm about to man, ain't no telling what God go do. Ain't no telling. I truly just believe a lot of people going to hell. I don't think it's going to be like this big natural disaster. I think Armageddon is coming one day, but I truly believe that everybody that been doing me dirty, they're going to hell. I believe that when they die, they either going to be burning forever or they going to be like no existence at all. Me personally, I don't think you burn forever when you go to hell. I think that there's no existence of you. Like, there's no mind, there's no conscience, there's no existence, there's nothing. It's like you're nowhere. Like, you're not a part of, your spirit is not like inside of God or anything. I think real hell to God is actually nothing at all. Like, no remembrance of you, no spirit, no mind, no conscience, no physical form of you, no spiritual form of you. You just completely, it's like you were never here. I think that's real hell. So imagine you just never existing again, just never. I think that's what real hell is. And I think that's where a lot of people is going for doing me dirty. People that was in their 50s and 60s, 40s, 30s, all of that. They shitted on me, dog. They completely shitted on me in California and attacked my family.